We've agreed to a universal designated hitter and the elimination of draft choice compensation.
So there you have it, straight from the horse's mouth. Robert Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, has announced that the universal DH is coming to Major League Baseball in 2022, and I could not be more excited. I know a lot of you are going to be sounding off in the comments like, hey, this is going to ruin the strategy of baseball, and as an older fan, I am not happy. I'm canceling my season tickets. I'm not watching baseball anymore. Trust me, if you stick around until the end, the stats of NL pitchers hitting in 2021, absolutely horrific. This is going to benefit the game, in my opinion. Aside from that, we have 2 or 3 more rule changes coming to 2022 Major League Baseball, but we're going to go ahead and talk about them in just a second, because Robert Manfred, he stated that on Saturday, February 12th, I believe, we're crossing our fingers, toes, eyes, arms, whatever you can cross for good luck, that Major League Baseball and the Players Association will hopefully be meeting for the final time. Robert Manfred said that he is an optimist and that this proposal should be the one that gets the job done. He came out and actually said with his own mouth that he expects the regular season to not be delayed, and also spring training, there aren't any changes currently. This press conference was a little commonsensical. That's not even a word, but we're going to use it for today. He kind of just stated the obvious. However, one of 2 things could have happened by him saying that he's an optimist and that he expects the regular season to commence as normal, as well as spring training. One, he's all saying this for fluff, and he's acting as if the owners are doing things in good faith to speed up the negotiations, not the players. They're coming to the table. They're the optimists. The players are the greedy pessimists. And number 2, he's legitimately just telling the truth for once, and that he is indicating baseball is on the horizon. Book of Boba has closed. The Super Bowl is about to end. Baseball season will be in full swing, and I'm really hoping that he is not just saying this as fluff to make the players look like the bad guys if the proposal on Saturday does not get signed. So let me know in the comment section down below, before we talk about the rule changes, do we expect baseball to get delayed? Do we trust Robert Manfred? I mean, if you put up this graphic right here, even Fox News, this is a joke by the way, stated that Robert Manfred is the biggest threat to security or world peace over a few of those other guys. Now, one thing I just want to note, because I thought it was funny, if the agreement is that good, the proposal that Robert Manfred is talking about, if it's really the end-all be-all, why would you not just get it done today? As Reds relief pitcher Amir Garrett suggested, no time like the present, unless they are trying to upstage the Super Bowl or take advantage of the clicks that has to do with being a weekend and more people are off of work and out of school. If that's the case, fine, you need engagement and get the press out there. Maybe a Thursday isn't the right move, but if you want to take a look at what else Robert Manfred had to say about rule changes, here's the full clip.
We've proposed an agreement that is better in every respect than the expired contract. For the first time in history, and despite substantial opposition by some clubs, we've agreed to institute a draft lottery to address the players' concern about clubs not competing. We've agreed to a universal designated hitter and the elimination of draft choice compensation. These changes will improve the free agent market by creating additional jobs that are often filled by veteran players, and by actually eliminating the drag from compensation.
All right, so we have thrice rule changes coming to Major League Baseball in 2022, and these have been agreed upon. These are not going to change unless something catastrophic happens on Saturday during the meetings. The universal DH is coming to baseball. Number 2, draft pick compensation is officially a thing of the past, and a draft lottery will now be in place to try and avoid tanking. So let's go through these one by one. Again, if you're not convinced about universal DH, please just listen to the next 1 to 2 minutes of this video. So the pros of the universal DH, you have more jobs for veteran players, because let's face it, when you're a little bit older, you're going to be able to find a job for 30 teams because you don't have to play defense anymore, as opposed to 15 teams as it was before. And to me, it almost seems like Buster Posey retired too early, because I feel like he could have been the full-time DH for the Giants. The Giants could then call up Joey Bart. He would be their catcher. And to me, I'm really sad, because Buster could have been an absolute monster as a designated hitter, and pitchers can now focus on their craft. If you did not know, Jacob deGrom in 2021 was on pace to maybe have the greatest pitching performance of anyone in the history of our game, but he injured himself during batting practice as well as just hitting in a normal game. So those are the pros. Pitchers can focus and stay healthier, and there's going to be more jobs for veteran players. The cons, there will be a lack of strategy. I am using the terms and the words that old heads have been using, that baseball is about strategy, and taking away from that strategy only hurts the game. And that's the only con. You are potentially alienating older fans of the game, fans that have been around longer than I have been alive. And if you're not convinced that the universal DH is a good thing for baseball, let me go ahead and read off the statistics. These are objective. I am not lying. This is not an opinion. National League pitchers as hitters just a year ago had a combined 108 batting average and a negative, yes, a negative 22 WRC plus, and they struck out almost 50% of the time and over 4,000 at bats. So the sample size is there. Pitchers hitting absolutely useless. And this is in large part, this is my opinion now, this is in large part because high school players nowadays going into college, their coaches make them pitchers only. We call that the PO. So they're not given opportunities to hit on a daily basis or be in the batting cages with their teammates. They're just going to have bullpen sessions. They're going to be pitchers only. And it gets bad in college because that's all that they do. Kershaw, he was really good at hitting in high school, goes on and doesn't hit anymore. Now, he's probably one of the better hitters in Major League Baseball, and that's because he's just naturally gifted. But other guys like Framber Valdez, Tyler Glasnow, Trevor Williams, they're just not good at hitting, and they've shown that online today. Number 2, the elimination of draft pick compensation. The pro is easy. It encourages teams to sign free agents without recourse. So if you're confused as to what draft pick compensation is, let's say that a team goes out and signs Nick Swisher. This is the perfect example. Back in the day, Cleveland, they signed Nick Swisher, and because of that, the Yankees got a compensatory pick because they lost Nick Swisher and they selected Aaron Judge. So they pretty much won that interaction right there. The cons, small market teams will get nothing if a player decides to leave. So let's talk about Brian Reynolds of the Pittsburgh Pirates. If he elects to leave in free agency, the Pirates will not get a pick from the team that Brian Reynolds leaves to, if that makes sense. So this is encouraging teams to go out and sign players because they're not going to lose valuable first round picks. And number 3, a draft lottery is officially coming to Major League Baseball. So whether they're using ping pong balls like the NBA or whatever method that they choose, the pros of a draft lottery, theoretically, it should discourage teams from straight up tanking. So if you're in the NFL, I don't believe that they have a lottery. If you guys can correct me in the comment section down below, I would appreciate that. But if you're the worst team in Major League Baseball, you're going to keep drafting first all the time. That's why the Astros got so good, because they were so pitiful and pathetic. They could sign guys like Carlos Correa and Alex Bregman and just really build a super team and use their draft picks to trade for guys like Garrett Cole. I believe that the Astros, did they sign Garrett Cole or trade for him? Either way, the Astros are a perfect example of stinking it up so much that they have picks on picks on picks. The cons of this, I can't think of any. I think it would be a lot of fun to watch if they televised it. So the 3 biggest changes, the universal DH is officially a thing. A reminder, NL pitchers hit 108 with a negative 22 WRC plus. They were pathetic. Number 2, you have elimination of draft pick compensation. And 3, a draft lottery is coming to the game of baseball. And one more little nugget. Apparently, according to Alex Wood, MLB and the owners, they want more penalties for exceeding the tax threshold, the luxury tax, whereas Alex Wood says that would encourage tanking and limit spending, because the more that teams spend, the more that they would get taxed. And you want to kind of do the inverse of let them spend more, just like the draft pick compensation. Do not discourage teams from signing players, allow them to reap the benefits of spending money, and I can get down with that. So me, Alex Wood, he always is pretty on point in terms of what I feel like the future of baseball should be going down. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, James Harden got traded today, and I feel like Major League Baseball is lacking the drama of the NBA, although the NBA ratings have kind of been tanking. So should we have more big time trades? Mike Trout for Jose Ramirez, or Aaron Judge for, I don't know, Juan Soto? Do you think that would make the game more fun to watch or more dramatic, or do you think that loyalty is at the core of our game? Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you on the next one.